Our next speaker is Iryna Andrylanets. She's in computer science. Her faculty advisor is Susan Reeser, and her title, Inventory Management Goes Mobile, an Android application.
Hello. Can you hear me? My name is Iryna, and I'm here to present my senior project, for which I developed an Android application that does inventory management for a very small restaurant business, which is located here in North Carolina, about 40 miles from Asheville in Tuxedo. I'm majoring in computer science with concentration in computer systems, and my advisor for this project was Professor Susan Reeser. A little bit of background. So, when I worked for Mike's Chuck Wagon, I've noticed that they do their inventory on paper with pencil, and I thought that it was a little bit inefficient because I found that there exists a little bit of miscommunication among employees. Like they would see that we're running low on some items, but they wouldn't say anything until we actually run out of them. And yeah, that works that way. And then we wouldn't be able to sell them, which I thought was not really good for business. I decided to automate the inventory process somehow, so we will eliminate this issue. Using a computer was not an option because this is such a small environment and they don't actually have a computer or internet. But every employee does have an Android phone. And I thought that would be a good idea to create an Android app that would just keep a track of all the items in stock. My initial idea was to create a very user-friendly interface where all the options would be understandable and very easy to use, because this is such a fast-moving environment. All you have to have is just a few clicks and the inventory would be updated. Then I wanted to create an account for each employee so they could log in, do some changes to database, update it, retrieve some information, see what's in stock, and get some kind of feedback or report. And I also wanted to do orders. So when order comes in, I would be able to update it. The tools that I've used to develop my application was Java, because all Android applications are written in Java. I downloaded Android Software Development Kit tools, which provided modular packages necessary for development, like documentation and sample code and SDK platform for every version of Android. For this particular application, I've used Android version 3.0, and the minimum version that it can run on is Android 2.0. The integrated development environment that I've used was Eclipse Juno. I believe this is 4.2 version of it. And I store all my data on using MySQL database server, which is located here at UNC Asheville at our computer science servers, coupled with PHP scripts. This is the diagram of the way my application works. On the left side is Android device, which represents client side. On the right side is server side, which is combined from PHP scripts in MySQL database server. What happens, Android actually does not support communication with MySQL database, so I had to create some kind of intermediate service which provide that communication. Android system connects to PHP script using HTTP protocol, and then after the initial request has been made, depending on the type of the request, PHP script either updates database or it retrieves some information from it and encodes it in JSON format. JSON format is JavaScript object notation, which is data transfer format, and it's very easy for humans to read and to work with. So, and then application gets this data, it converts it into string, parses it, and displays it on the screen. It's very easy setup. This is just the process. My database consists only, for now, out of 2 tables. One of them is items. It contains all the information about all the items that checkwagon carries. And then the amount that we actually need to have, and then the amount that we've used. The amount that we need to order is calculated upon the request from the Android using one of the PHP scripts. The second table is just the user information, their username, password, their email address. And I use their email address just to send them a password in case they forget it. And right now, I would actually like to show you how my application works. I'm going to use Android Virtual Device, which is provided by Eclipse. It makes it presentation a little bit faster. So this is my main screen. This is login screen. I have my name, and if, for example, I forget password, I can click this button. And if I go to my email account and update it, I get the password. So if I go back here, oh, and it notifies you to which email account it has been sent. I can log in, and here I have 4 main food groups. I broke them down into 4 main groups because we carry about 100 items, and it would be a lot easier and faster for employees to update it. You can go to either one of them. You can see, for example, there's frozen items. Produce, again, and take your pick and update it. I also have a menu option. You can look up an item. For example, I want to see how many cases of bacon we have. And it lets you know that we have 8, and we actually supposed to have 8. So we're good to go here. And let's go ahead and use 7 cases of bacon. We usually don't go through that many, but usually takes a week for that. And I set it up so it will report whenever we run 2 cases or lower. I go ahead and submit it. It tells me that the data has been submitted, and it's set up so you cannot enter anything but integers. And we'll go ahead and go back and look up an item, bacon again, and it tells me that we already have 1. And if I want to see the report, it tells me that we need to order 7 cases of bacon. And as soon as order comes in, I can go ahead and submit order. And then if we look up an item, there it goes. It's been submitted. It's very simple. It's very basic. But there is definitely room to expand it. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is to actually show you that it does work on my phone. So I'm just going to give you a presentation, giving you real-time screenshots. Here, I go ahead and show you my device, turn it on. Refresh it. This is the main screen of my phone. I go to apps, and here's a little icon of the app, and it's in form of checkwagon. I click on it, and it's exactly the same setup. So yes, there's definitely room to improve the app. I would like to work more on ordering process, because sometimes when order comes in, the delivery trucks doesn't have an item that we ordered, they're out, or stuff happens, they forgot. So I would like to consider that. And the nice thing would be to do is to add information about suppliers to my database and link each item to that supplier that provide that item. So as soon as we run loan certain item, the system would automatically place an order, and would let supplier know about that, and the next day we would get an item. The next thing, well, maybe to work a little bit more on graphical user interface and work a little bit more on security. But like I said, it's still an ongoing process, and hopefully it will get to that point. Any questions?
Thank you, Iryna.
Yes?
Presumably you have multiple suppliers. How do you separate the different orders into your different suppliers?
Well, you'll just have a database, a separate table, and you'll have just a list of suppliers. And you can connect tables, interconnect.
So there's a non-electronic, then actually going to your supplier, then print out a list or something like that to send it to them?
Well, the database can actually, would be able to connect them, let them know, like send them email or place an order a certain way as soon as we run low on something.
Did I misunderstand you? Did you say that the company did not have computer access?
No, not at all.
Not,
We don't have internet either.
and no internet, and no computers?
It's very small. It's like a little wagon. There's no really room for that.
It's amazing.
I know. That's why it's good to use cell phones. They're actually very popular now, so I thought that would be a good idea.
Just talk for a moment about the owners. The restaurant's based in Tuxedo.
Yes.
Were these folks not computer savvy, or why? Did they respond quickly to your idea for this?
No, they do. It's actually not that hard to do the inventory in the paper. But since my boss was gone for quite a while, and I had to do it, so I thought that would make it a lot easier. Yes. Yes?
Is there any risk in giving employees access to the inventory database?
No, there is none. All they can, plus I always have access, and I thought that would be a good idea once a month to go and do it again on the paper and just go and update database just in case there is a little misunderstanding, I guess. Yes?
Were you in contact with Google's Android development people at all?
No.
Perhaps something to think about for future reference?
Probably. That would be a good idea. Yes?
If the servers for the phones, Verizon's, if they're down, is there still a method that the phones can communicate with one another so that you're not...
It needs to have wireless, not even network, but just...
It was through wireless internet,
yes,
not through the...
just
Not
internet.
through the cell phone server, okay.
Like, for example, this one, it doesn't have phone service, it just has internet. I have phone service on the other phone. So all it has to do is just network access.
I'm curious, do you have the capability to generate reports based on this that would help TrackWagon to see where they're ordering and
To generate what? Sorry?
reports?
Oh, yeah, I have a little option that will tell you what items you need to order. And then you can separately look up each item.
You can look at it over time. I'm wondering over time. Can you look at
Oh, over time, no. But again, this is, like, this presentation is nice because I get some sort of feedback and how I can improve my app.
You have a
So-
lot of application beyond the TrackWagon.
Yeah. Yes.
Would using the barcodes on products be a possibility instead of having to key in?
I actually thought about that. For example, like working on my ordering system, when something is not being delivered or delivered, I can just scan it or take a picture and look at the barcode. But the thing is that the boxes that come in, they come in without any stickers on them because it's not like, when I used to work at Walmart, they had little scan thing and they would have little sticker on them. This is just boxes. So.
Do you think you have some kind of intellectual property here you can protect and commercialize?
Like the whole app?
Absolutely.
Yes. Especially if I do expand it. But they get it for free. Yes?
Could this be, used for non-food related inventory? And if so, might it be of interest to larger outfits that would like to at least get rid of the cost of those inventory tools that they use and so forth?
Oh, definitely. It can be used for anything, not just food.
Yeah, you have IP options.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, not just food, but pretty much any items. Except I will probably need to work a little more on it.
Have you thought of trying to make an iPhone app too that would be the other half of the market for this?
I haven't worked with iPhones yet. I know they use Objective-C, so yes. And plus, I have Android phones, but that would be something to look for. But I'm more Android person, to be honest, than Apple. This is just a personal choice.
The reason I ask is that a lot of organizations have a lot of iPhones and iPads.
Mm-hmm.
There are, I would not venture to guess, how many thousand small purveyors of food and beverage around Asheville, around North Carolina, around the region, around the country. The suggestion about pursuing this further in terms of both intellectual property and also beta testing the application of other small businesses, I think you have some.
Oh, well, thank you. I thought, yeah, when I came up with this idea, I thought that was a good idea because it's useful. And I wanted to do something like this for my senior project.
Okay, thank you, Iryna.
Thank you.